friends. On this week's episode of Teachers Off Duty, we are talking about all things that you only hear in the teacher profession. To who sprayed something, don't lick that, stop making animal noises. Tune in, you don't want to miss it.
What's up, educators? What's up, educators? Another wonderful episode of the Teachers Off Duty podcast. That's right. We are back again. We've been rocking out all month with these two hilarious females to my right and to my left. It is your man, KC Mack. How you guys doing? And who do we have here?
Hi, I am Liz Blanc. I'm on the Board Teachers Comedy Tour. Happy to be here with my friends.
Why would just be laughing at nothing?
I love she's so proper. I love it.
I love her.
And who do we have here? Not the auntie laugh.
Sorry, it's because I can't.
Not the auntie laugh.
I'm sorry, Casey. I be trying to be serious, but you play entirely too much. I'm honest teacher vibes.
Hey now, honest teacher vibes. Guys, listen, man. Listen.
We're listening.
You guys have been kicking butt.
Period.
Some of the funnest episodes I've been a part of. I love it so much. You guys are hilarious. Your expertise in the classroom, the strategies you've been given, and just your open willingness to be just transparent. You know what I'm saying?
You know?
That's why the teachers love y'all, man. That's why they love y'all. And yes, man. Had a great time, man. This past month, this has been definitely going down. We got another wonderful episode.
I'm excited.
Because not only, real quick, before I get to the episode, not only can you see these guys on this episode, but you can also see them on the Board Teachers Comedy Tour. That's right, the live stand-up comedy tour featuring some of the funniest teacher comedians on earth. Not only will you see them on stage, you're going to see them on this podcast. That's why this is the Board Teachers Comedy Tour Takeover. But listen, we're going to be in a lot of great states. I'm going to tell you a little bit about those states a little bit later in the episodes. Just make sure that you are a part. You do not want to be absent. That's what teacher. Whenever in doubt, go with teacher vocab.
How come everybody else says they're going to miss work and teachers are like, I was absent today?
Matter of fact, that's such a great segue into what this episode is. Things only teachers say that you wouldn't hear in any other profession.
It just became so natural to say you were absent. And somebody, one of my friends that's not a teacher was like, why do y'all say you're absent? Like, just say you're not going to work or you miss work. And I was like, I don't know. Like, I guess you just get used to, like, when you take attendance and then you're not present. So you're like, I was absent.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
You imagine other professions saying, like, a nurse being like, oh, I was absent from work. Right. It just don't sound right. It just doesn't sound right.
Or even at church, we have our guest minister because Pastor Charles is absent today. You just don't say that in any other profession.
The teacher jargon. I don't know why it took me so long to realize that other people don't do that. But somebody literally was like, why? You're a grown person. Why are you saying you're absent?
Right.
And I'm like, because I was. Like, what do you... I have a subfolder for when I'm absent. Like, not a subfolder for when I'm not at work. Like, it just sounds weird. Right. Anyway, sounds weird.
I bet you that is one thing I bet you other professions wish they can do that teachers do. Have subs. Sometimes we get subs.
I was like, we don't ever have subs.
I had to think about it. I was like, wait a minute.
I hesitated because I'm like, we don't ever.
Listen, I was going off the idea more so than the reality.
I was like,
ideally.
I wanted to be like, y'all got subs?
There's a major shortage.
But that is true, though. Because if you're a secretary or an administrative assistant and somebody misses, you're like, you don't have a sub. You're just not there for the day.
If I work at McDonald's, right? If I'm the manager and I just show up, I'm like, hey, who are you? Oh, I'm working fries today.
I'm the sub.
Johnny called in.
I'm the sub. No, they do what they do to us as teachers.
What they do?
Where they just make you do more work because the other person isn't there. Oh. So technically, they do have a sub, and it's whoever the person is.
The coworkers
that's actually at work that day.
Yes, they would try to call people in, but you can't always find someone.
Because they all of a sudden turn like they can't answer their phone.
Shout out to all those cool admins out there, man. And not everybody is not supportive. You know, you have some pretty decent ones.
Not the double negative.
I'm trying to tell you, not supportive.
Not.
Everybody not supportive. What are some things, though, that you've said that you know that you can't say in any other profession?
Don't lick that. Why did that? I feel like they are like obsessed with it. Like I had a kid putting his mouth on his Chromebook, like across, like he was. I think he was like unconsciously doing it. Like he was just swiping his mouth across his Chromebook mouse. And I walked past. I was like, "Hey man, don't do that." And he was like, "I wasn't." I was like, "You didn't even say what I said you did." I was like, "Hey, don't put your mouth on your mouse pad." Like he was like, "I wasn't." With a straight face. I'm like, bro, it's slob on the mouse pad.
Right.
Your mouth was on the mouse pad. Like I'm not just calling you out for no reason.
That's just nasty.
It was nasty. And then he came and apologized to me after. I'm like, I appreciate the apology, but like, it's like they unconsciously like gaslight you or like lie, like quick.
Or even consciously.
Like, consciously. it's like a knee jerk reaction. No, I wasn't. Like I just saw you.
For attention.
I just saw you.
Just licking stuff for attention
like
around. I've had kids lick like the door frame. Like people are, getting ready to go leave class and they'll just.
I feel like their friends like dare them to do it.
They might, or it's just for attention, or what. I've had kids lick table. I mean, and it's a very purposeful. Like, am I being looked at right now? Right. And then looking around to see who's.
Because I mean, like a kindergartner or preschooler, like they just be licking stuff. But you're in the 6th grade, you looked around to see if anybody was looking, and then you licked the bus tire.
Right.
Did y'all have a bet or what? Like
the bus tire.
That's nasty though.
That's like.
I was like, bro, why would you do that?
You know what? It's gotten to the point that kids have been licking so many random objects that when they actually lick things they're supposed to lick, you actually get surprised. Hey, is that a lollipop in your mouth? What's going on here? Somebody get that kid a wall quick. Somebody get him the bottom of my shoe immediately. What is happening here?
Dude, have y'all ever had one of your kids eat the gum off the bottom of the desk?
Not that I've witnessed.
I bet you somebody has eaten the gum off the bottom of the desk.
I'm sure someone has without my knowledge.
I'm sure somebody has
never
eaten the
even
gum
thought
off the
about
bottom
it
of the
till
desk.
just now.
It's nasty.
That is very nasty.
Have you had kids do that?
I don't know. It was a question that I just felt. I just wanted to know.
It doesn't sound too far-fetched.
It's not though.
It's
not. Somebody probably dared. I feel like sometimes they do stuff because their friend was like, "I bet you won't," and they're like, "I bet I will." Imagine getting sick and getting food poisoning because you ate. One of the students the other day said their sister had milk poisoning.
Was she just lactose intolerant?
No, I was like, what is milk poisoning? I guess she meant to say like food poisoning, but it was because of the milk or something.
Maybe she's just lactose intolerant.
She don't know what that means.
Oh.
That's why she said milk poisoning.
Oh.
I was like, okay, never heard it called that before, but milk poisoning.
That's definitely something you only hear in the school system.
Yeah, anytime milk make me sick, I'm going to be like, you know what, I got milk poisoning.
Here's one. I'm not your mommy.
I only say that when they ask me for something, like if I don't know, they always like they'll have like 5 bags of chips from lunch, and like they will actively be eating their chips. When I open my chips, Mr. Sin, can I get some? You give me $1. I'm like, can I file you on my taxes?
Yeah,
one of the kids was like, my mama probably will let you. Like, no, this is a rhetorical question.
Because she could only claim 5 herself.
This is a rhetorical question. But they always ask me, can they have some of my snacks? And I'm like, I give y'all a lot of snacks because people from TikTok sent snacks for y'all, and you currently have 5 bags of snacks in your hands from the cafeteria.
Wow.
So I just want to eat my snacks in peace. So no, I'm not your mama, and I can't file you on my taxes.
Golly. Have you ever had to say that? I'm not your mama?
I have not. I've thought it.
I thought it.
Never had to say it. Never had to say it.
Can you imagine the things that like kindergarten teachers say? Because I feel like they have.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I feel like they have like their specific things that are like. I bet you there's things specific to each grade that teachers say. Like there's things you say in middle school that you wouldn't necessarily say to seniors. Don't lick the desk isn't one of them because I guess that's universal across the board.
Right.
But there's certain things that you like don't skate around in the pee in the boys' bathroom. That's nasty. Like
I feel like each like level kind of has its own buzzwords too. Like
true.
The lower elementary levels, like big feelings. I've heard a lot of people say, like, do you have big feelings?
Yeah.
Things like that, which I think is
I have
a very
big
cool
feelings.
way to address that. But.
Well, having a kindergartner, like say it's a way to explain. It's a good way to explain it because I'm like, are you really upset right now? And then as opposed to like, are we having some big feelings right now? Like, I don't know. For some reason, that one works better than so big you mad.
Feelings.
I like it. I like the big feelings.
I like the jargon.
I think you even like when you're talking about the different levels, how you're talking to your kids, even like the positive, affirmations that you tell them, like when they're getting like a right answer or something.
Yeah.
I had this one teacher. She was so sweet, loved her to death. But every time a student got the correct answer, she'd be like, "Oh, great job! Kiss your brain." Kiss your brain.
It's a weird thing to say.
You would never say that in any other profession.
Kiss your brain. Well, now I'm going to start saying that to my students when they get something right. Kiss your brain.
Kiss your brain.
You're so smart. Nurturing.
Can never do that.
The amount of times that we have to say, "Why is this wet?" Which I'm sure that other professions have to say that, but maybe not at the same frequency.
Right,
Because why is stuff always wet? Like,
why is this wet?
Did you spill something?
Right.
Why is your mouse pad on your Chromebook wet?
Right.
Stop looking at it. That's nasty.
Right.
Why is the floor wet? Like, I
Yeah.
just almost slipped and
Right.
hurt myself. And we got good health insurance, but the amount of book bags I've almost tripped over, the amount of stuff that I've almost fell over. Get your book bag out the aisle because I almost broke my hip.
And going back to asking questions, why is everything wet? Why are my eyes wet? Oh, yeah, I've been crying all day. Never mind. Never mind.
Oh, man, and we can expand that. Why is that sticky?
Right.
Why is that, Oh,
Why
my
is that
gosh,
sticky?
the amount of times you have to wipe a table down because you're not sure what's on it.
It's nasty. Because they'll spill something in it and it'll just sit right there.
Oh, they'll just leave it.
Or they'll walk up to the trash can, throw something away right beside it. I'm like, hey, the trash can was right there. You could have just put it in the trash can.
Right.
I'm
Too much like right.
Why? I'm like, is this spit on his desk? Like, you just was like, I'm going to spit on this desk and just see. I'm like, when I was a kid, we just put glue on our hands and peeled it off.
Yeah,
But I guess being a teacher, our teachers when we were kids, hey, don't put glue on your hands and peel it off. Like, that's something they wouldn't have to say.
That was such a great pastime, though.
It was a good pastime. Now they vape.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is bad for your lungs, man. Just put some glue on your hands and peel it off. There's better things for your lungs.
We used to peel the glue, not sniff it.
Dude, remember, okay, there was one time I had to tell a kid, like, hey, don't sniff that Smartie. Like, why? Because I at some point in time, like, they were like, they thought it was cool to, like, crunch up the Smarties and sniff. I'm like, and it made their noses bleed. I'm like, hey, don't do that. Like,
I
don't do that. And then they were like slapping each other on purpose. And I was like, they were slapped.
Was this after they snorted a line of Smarties? or was this just something
one
separate?
Kid literally got a nosebleed. No, they just like, it's like they make up some kind of like trend or something every year. And so last year they would like put their hand, they would play rock, paper, scissors. Okay. Whoever lost, they would put their hands together and then they would slap the crap out of the other person's hand who lost. And I'm like, why y'all doing that though? And they would come to class with like their hands like super red. I'm like, hey, maybe like, don't slap each other's hand if you win or lose a game of rock, paper, scissors.
Is it like it's like the opposite of bloody knuckles, I guess. What they do?
Oh, I guess we can't really make.
What's it called?
I guess we can't really make fun of them because we used to do bloody knuckles.
We did do bloody. To me, I think
I only did that a couple of times though, and it hurt too bad.
Yeah.
Did you ever?
Women y'all playing?
I know what it is. But
it's because I play basketball with boys, so they'd be like, punch my knuckle, and I'm like, no. Remember somebody who used to get the rubber band and they would fold those little pieces of paper up?
Oh, yeah.
And why did I let this boy in middle school pop me with one of those one time?
Oh, yeah.
It hurt so bad.
That'll break some skin if you get a good... you're in the right percentage. You can...
It's like a little boomerang. Like, hey, please don't shoot paper at your neighbor. Please don't spit paper at your neighbor.
That's something you shouldn't... Nobody else says that. No other profession says that right there. No other profession says, stop shadow boxing.
I actually let them shadow box because it's fun.
Yeah, we do it.
I lost immediately. Okay. They do it so fast. Liz is like, "What are y'all doing?" Okay, so I feel like it's the kids' version of rock paper scissors.
Yeah.
The shadow boxing. So it's either you either like they tell you like go up. If you go up, you lose.
Right. You're supposed to do the opposite of whatever their hands do.
So like if they go up, you go to the side. So it's essentially like.
Now,
their version of rock, paper, scissors.
We're a little older, so our reflexes are very slow. But them kids, they be like...
They do it so fast. I'm like, how are y'all doing it this fast? But the first time that I played with them, I was like, hey, this is kind of fun. Yeah. So, I mean, we have a little brain break, shadow boxing.
I just hate when they do it like during testing. But it's like, I hate it. But it's like, because you tell them, hey, everybody be quiet. You cannot talk. You can read. Put your head down. And so you just see them across the room. I'm like, y'all, stop. And it's like, you want to say, we're like, what? We're not making noise.
And they get creative with it, too. Like, one of them was like, read the book. And, like, the person looked down and was like, you lost. Right, they do that one. And then to the right, they were like, look at the cell phone. They're like, shoot the jump shot. Like, I'm like, y'all can be so creative.
Oh, man.
Shut up. We'll have to show you. We'll have to show you. It's actually really fun.
We can play it on Supercast.
Okay,
let's play it on Supercast.
We'll play Shadowbox.
We're going to do it like these young kids.
We're not doing the rock, paper, scissors one, though, because that one is off the chain. Or the other professionals don't have to say, please stop doing TikTok dances during my instruction. The kids will be sitting there. Who's giving instruction, though?
The instruction part got me.
Okay, I was like...
Yeah, you're right.
Because you probably do have to tell grown people stop doing TikTok dances. But I'll be in the middle of a lesson and a kid.
Yeah.
Yep. All the time.
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you're distracting me. Be still.
You did a good job with it.
It's because the kids literally do it all day long. Last year when they were doing that, like, a symbol, it drive me crazy. Mm-hmm. Did y'all see this? Last year they would do it all the time. It's like, the new thing is, I don't know the terminology, but there's a guy on TikTok that, like, his video went viral, got like 30 million views, but this is like a new thing.
What's this?
And then the guy was like, it's the way you act. It's not your attitude, it's the way you act. And so they're always doing the, like, hands, and then the new thing is, like, Riz. I don't know where they come up with this stuff.
Riz, we know Riz.
But I do know Riz.
I'm like, please.
You will never hear Riz in any other profession.
Yeah, I'm like, please stop doing TikTok dances.
But you had me at first. When you said at first, you was like, stop doing TikTok, because I was like, but you're right. The instruction was the key, during instruction. But there's so many jobs that are doing TikTok. They're like, ma'am, you're a doctor.
I know, there's like a patient on the table. I'm like,
can you please stop dancing and tend to him? So.
Mostly I tell, and it's always somebody who's like taking notes and like paying attention, but they like multitasking. And I'm like, listen, I don't mind you multitasking, but my ADHD medicine has worn off now that it's sixth period. I can't focus. Mm-hmm. Like, you got to be still.
I low key appreciate TikTok because it helped me do a lot of dances that I could not do. The kids was great. Teachers, they was showing me how to do it. Like this one, I could never do that.
They are good teachers, and they get
patient.
frustrated. They are, but then they get frustrated. One of them one time was trying to teach me a TikTok dance last year, and they were like, "Is this what y'all feel like when y'all be trying to teach us and we don't get it?"
Exactly.
I was like, "Yes, that's exactly how we feel."
And what if all the students had to put together like little lesson plans on how to teach their teachers how to dance, and they had professional development for TikTok and teaching.
That's funny.
That would literally toe up.
I had a kid trying to teach me a dance once, and she stopped and she was just like, you know what? Do you?
She's like, you know what? This is hopeless. I give up. Do you, boo boo?
What if we could just say that as we're in the middle of instruction? You know what? Do you?
Do you? You're gonna do you anyway. So go ahead. Do you? I'm gonna do me. You gonna do you?
And I was actually trying. That's the sad part. I was actually trying.
And the kid was like, you know what? This is a hopeless endeavor.
Yes.
Wow.
Interesting. Do they ever come in, or do y'all ever have to say, no, we can't have a free day? Like imagine walking into another profession, walking into work and saying, can we have a free day? And they're like, no, you're at work. No, we can't have a free day. They always, and I'm like, what is a free day? Like,
I guess for them, a free day is an all day brain break. That's it. Just chilling all day. Whatever. But
I feel like our teachers, I can understand them asking about having a free day because I feel like our teachers let us have a free day sometimes.
Right. But they did it without officially saying it.
Yeah, because we cannot do that. We'll get in trouble if we're like, sure, you can have a free day. I'm like, we don't do that here.
It was more like your assignment's on the board. You know what you have to turn in. Yeah. I'm going to give you today to finish it.
Mm-hmm. And then never.
And then whoever doesn't finish it, it's on you. But whoever does, cool.
I did a lot of catch-up days.
Yeah.
Did a lot of those
because I feel like that's when we get stuff done. That's when our teachers would be like, "I got stuff to get done. Y'all can have a free day." Mm-hmm. My sixth graders, I cannot give them a free day. It'll be a free day of chaos. Like I can't. We can't. They got to have some structured time at all times. It can't be no free days.
But if you give them like a grade sheet that shows their grade and all their missing assignments, can you do a catch up day, and they would sit and do it or no?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
If I ask the kids if you don't want a catch-up day, can we bring the nuggets?
I can't with you.
Silly.
I can't with you.
You're silly.
Okay,
they all can't be home runs.
At this point, I'm convinced that these are all dad jokes. Because not a single one of them has not seemed like it was a dad joke.
They all can't be home runs.
That one was a home run.
You know, hey.
I think they're all funny, Casey.
Thank you so much.
I think you are so very
supportive.
funny.
I appreciate you.
I think this jacket from Amazon is so cute.
Don't say Amazon.
What?
I got this from Fashion Nova.
What?
Fashion Nova.
Don't try to spice it up.
Isn't that what it is?
It's called Fashion Nova.
Oh, Fashion Nova?
Were you serious in how you just said that?
I thought it was fancy. Fashion Nova.
You just made that up. Can you please stop with these dad jokes?
Fashion Nova. Look at this.
Now somebody's gonna start calling it Fashion Nova.
Fashion Nova.
It sounds very fancy.
It sounds fancy.
Fashion Nova.
Fashion Nova.
The bell does not dismiss you. I dismiss you.
Oh,
but who else has bells though? So of course that's only something you say.
You know who shouldn't say that?
Who?
Firemen. Because when y'all hear that bell, he better be dismissed.
Okay, Casey, that one was funny.
You better not be sitting there waiting.
I do agree that one was funny. How do you come up with this stuff off the top of your head?
It's the coffee.
And it's got to be quick. No, it's not. Because you didn't have coffee and you've been doing it.
Well, I'm a borderline genius. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm
okay.
humble.
It's giving, I'm the humblest person you ever met and I'm proud of it.
Why am I winking?
Stop doing. It's the jacket.
Thank you.
It's the jacket. Also, I don't appreciate you and Liz matching with y'all's pink shirts. And
y'all
didn't tell nobody.
We didn't even plan it.
You guys didn't.
We're just in tune.
Wow.
I just realized that.
I mean, I got my little gray shirt on. So y'all making TikToks together and y'all are matching. You're kicked out of the family. Me and Leslie.
Kiss your outfit.
Kiss your outfit. Kiss your brain. I feel like when my kids leave my classes and I'm like, make good choices.
Yeah.
Like, I always say that.
I love when you say that all the time. Make good choices. I used to say that now when I just leave people, like, because you want them to really make good choices.
Well, I'm kind of trolling them because I do want them to make good choices, but they get so... they think it's so irritating and so cringy. Mm-hmm. So anytime they think something is irritating or cringy, I do it even more. Because I'm like, y'all irritate me and y'all cringy all day long when you're doing TikTok dances in the middle of my lesson. So I'm just matching energy. But I do want them to make good choices, but I obnoxiously yell it down the hallway.
At the end of the day, I always say, be safe out there.
Be safe out there in these streets.
But they're like, I don't know. They don't seem to be bothered by it. And some of them think it's cute. Like a lot of them will be like, you too, miss. Be safe.
Okay, is this a it's because there's been a lot of people that say their students call them miss.
Yes.
Is that, did people
miss,
do that?
Yeah.
Now I'm talking about like they call them they say like Miss Richardson. And my kids, like they don't say it with the last name. They just say Miss.
I talked about that a few weeks ago.
I have never
Miss
I have never seen
Mister. I'm like, hey,
is that a up north thing or something?
I don't know, man. I think I saw always say you're just too lazy to finish saying the rest of my name.
I have never in the 6 years I've been teaching. I've never heard kids call the teacher. They always say their last name.
Right.
But like a lot of people that I've done social media stuff with, they always like they'll be telling a story and they'll say the kid said Miss, and I'm like, they didn't say your last name. And they're like, no, they just call me Miss.
Yes.
I'm like, that's.
And I hadn't experienced that until moving to Southern California.
Oh.
In Ohio, they used Ms. and my last name.
Yeah,
or sometimes just my last name.
Yeah.
Which was acceptable to me.
Yeah. That's so interesting.
Right.
Like I feel like if I heard a kid like Miss, what's her last name?
But yeah,
that's what I said. It's just lazy.
How we know who you calling if you ain't say their last name?
Where I've taught in Southern California, Miss and Mister are primarily.
They don't say that. Is so odd to me. They don't say their last name.
There's nobody definitely just saying Miss or Mister in any other profession. That's
Sure.
definitely just
like, can I get a
plan.
last name? Actually, nobody calls you by only your last name, other than in the teacher profession, because we call each other by our last names. Like they'll be like Richardson, Mack. Mm-hmm. Like if you're in a staff meeting, they're like Richardson, Mack. Like da 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 da.
Right.
Like Hart, Holloway, da 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 da.
Yeah.
Like nobody calls you by your last name. And as teachers, we don't call our kids by their last names, but remember, our teachers used to call us by our last names all the time.
Yes.
And it was only when you were getting in trouble, and it was like so cringy to me to be called by my last name. They'd be like, Rawls. I'm like, what? What did I do, Charlie?
Yeah.
Yeah, see? You think you're gonna get me? Yeah, see? You're never gonna catch me, copper. Yeah. Why do you sound like
I don't know, but I just was like, why? It always seems so disrespectful to get called by your last name. I'm like, my kids now, I just call them by their first name. I'm like, I feel like they wouldn't even answer to their last name.
Mm-hmm. I've never...
When y'all were in school, did your teachers not call you by your last name?
Yeah, always got it.
And I'm like, why?
Well, they would put a Mr. in front of it sometimes.
Yeah, they'd be like, Miss Rawls. And I'm like, can you just call me my name?
Right.
But again, our teachers were like a lot more formal
than
we are. Like, they were a lot more formal.
So we're talking about things that only teachers say that you would not hear in any other profession. I have one that I beg to differ. This one right here. Hands up. I can see other professions saying that, especially if you're robbing a bank. Hands up!
Casey! That's not a profession, but I get
tell that to my uncle.
KC Mack. He's just disowned you.
I don't even have uncles.
You don't? The side eye. Bombastic side eye.
But no, hands up. I mean, come on. We definitely do say that. Hands up.
Who says hands up, though?
I think it's like raise your hand. I think mostly we're saying like raise your hand.
Yeah. I do if I like, because like if I'm asking questions, if I want the whole class to answer, I'll say hands, because then they raise their hand. If I want a volunteer, I say hands. If I want the whole class to respond together, I say chorus. And then if I want if I'm gonna call on somebody, then I'll say ask, pause, call. I got that from a professional development. That was actually a really good professional development. But the structure of it keeps my kids from blurting out, because they said kids need to know, they need to know what you expect them to do. Otherwise, they're just gonna guess and So
is that like the hand chart where they have if you have a question?
Now we do that. Yeah, we do that.
Use the restroom.
Yeah, we do that. Yep, we do that. But I just added the ask, pause, call, the choral response, and the hands. And it's worked out really good. Keeps my kids from blurting out. And then the ask, pause, call, you don't randomly pick a student. You have like a random name generator. So it picks a student. So kids know like you're not, because sometimes kids feel like you're calling on them on purpose. Right. Because you're like, ooh, I know you don't know the answer. I'm going to call on you on purpose. The random generator allows kids to know like you're not picking on them. It picked a name. And they said, like at the professional development or whatever, they said that the best motivator for student success is like a safe environment to respond in. Like no kid is gonna want to answer a question if they're gonna be berated for not getting the question right. So like the best motivator of student engagement and success is a safe environment.
Now, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying that is a way better strategy and approach to get kids to stop blurting out answers. It's way better than just taping their mouths. What was you gonna say, Liz?
Oh, I was gonna say even if a student gets something wrong, try to add like a positive in there, like I like where you're going, or like I like the way you thought of that, or I like that angle, and then kind of just like correct it in a different way. Yeah. Instead of,
because it's always hard when they like say like a blatantly wrong answer, but you don't want like you don't want them to be like crushed that they said the wrong answer. Right. But most of the time, the kids honestly they just move on from it. Like. They're not like, oh, got that answer wrong. Right, Like they're just like,
life is over.
Sometimes you'll have a kid who is like easily embarrassed though.
Oh, yeah.
Be like, definitely. I see where you were coming from, or I can see.
Right, I agree with you. So some kids move past it, but not all kids.
I mean, as educators, that's what you're supposed to shy away from anyways, embarrassing a kid.
Yeah,
right. You know that thing, the only dumb question is the question you don't ask.
The only dumb question is the question that teacher asked at the end of staff meeting when we all trying to go.
Well, that's that one.
But the students, no.
Right.
No.
There's no dumb question.
The teacher asked it. Oh, I almost said a cuss word. Ask that sugar honey iced tea in an email.
Oh.
The other thing I always have to say is stop making animal noises. Why are you looking professional like that?
We had to get it together.
Stop playing with me,
We had to pull it back together. Yes, stop making animal noises. Okay?
I mean.
Liz is like, what's going on? It's okay. Me and Casey are a hot mess.
This coffee, man. What did you put in here?
Your eyes are closed, so it's not keeping you awake.
This is real stuff. This is Peruvian.
Do your high schoolers make animal noises?
Yes.
They meow, they bark.
They'll meow, they'll bark. It's not a constant thing, but you know.
I have a couple of constant random kids
spurts,
that do.
Yeah, you'll get you'll get like a kid who's in the mood to kind of disrupt that day, or they've got something going on and they're acting out, and that's one of the things. And We get the
nobody does that.
The
Casey.
moaning.
Nobody does the.
I can't stand the moaning.
We
I'm
get
like,
moaning more than
stop.
animal noises.
And then it's contagious because one kid does it and then they all and you're like, can whoever's doing that, can you please stop? Okay, this one's do I need to call your mother? Nobody say that in other professions?
Maybe like daycares or something, or coaching professions, but no, I mean,
I don't think I'm gonna say do I need to call your mom as a coach.
Very rarely.
I'm just be like, go run.
Yeah.
Go run. Go run.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of other professions work with children like that. I wish an adult would tell me.
I'm gonna call your mom.
Yeah.
Right.
Man, I've been at my mama's house 20 years.
No, but nowadays though, sometimes I feel like if you say, do I need to call your mom? Some of the kids are like, call her.
Right.
That is.
I heard a kid cuss her mom out on the phone one time. I was like, the way I would have to go into hiding if I did that to my mom. And she like cussed her out and hung up the phone. I was like, what y'all got going on?
Right. I had a kid just tell me with a surety, you're not calling my mama. I said, I bet you I am going to call your mama. You ain't calling mama. I said, man, you got me messed up. I'm going to call your mom right now. You can't call my mama. I'm like, why I can't call your mama? Because we ain't got no phone. I said, oh, well, you won.
Well, I'll have to wait till she come pick you up. Then
you won.
I'll talk to her then. Meanwhile, their phone's in their pocket.
But he was lying, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, meanwhile, their phone is in their pocket.
Right. Because in his phone ringing.
Yeah, I was about to say, your phone ringing. Your phone ringing.
Well, and a lot of the time, there is a point where the parents kind of, I think, feeling a little hopeless too. Mm-hmm. So they're like, well, I'm not sure quite what I can do.
Yeah.
And then the kid seems to know that and kind of prey on that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I have witnessed.
I have too.
I can think of 2 scenarios off the top of my head where I've watched a student at conferences or like a failure meeting.
Same.
Just cuss out their parent. Yeah. Use violent language with their parent. Yeah. It's really sad.
And
to see.
It does break my heart too, because you can. It's like some of the parents you can genuinely tell they're like, I'm at my wit's end, man. Like right. I don't know what to do, and it's a good parent, and they're trying, and they're like,
right.
I've done everything that I know to do. Like I can understand that. Mm-hmm. And I used to be judgmental about that and not understand it, and I'd be like, they're your kid, you can control them. And now as a mom and Peyton's at school acting like a Tristan, I'm like, well, I can understand. So don't be quick to judge. Because I got humbled real fast.
Don't be quick to judge.
I got humbled real fast. I said, not you on red for drawing on the table. You had paper in front of you.
Speaking of drawing.
No, sir.
Here's something that you would definitely only hear teachers say.
Oh, my gosh.
No, eating crayons will not make you poop rainbows.
Oh, goodness.
You know what? I was about to say you probably only say that to the elementary kids, but no. There are middle and high schoolers that would say
probably
that
they were eating Tide Pods a few years ago, so.
Oh, man.
I'm like, hey, man, use your deductive reasoning
No,
skills.
eating Tide Pods will not clean your clothes from the inside out. No.
I think crayons would be a non-toxic upgrade.
Cannot. I asked a kid what their eye color was one time. They closed their eyes. I said, what you doing? Trying to see my eye color. Go home, man. Go home.
They were kidding.
No, they were for real. My nephew the other day, the doctor asked for his social. This man started telling him his social media. No, boy. He wants to know your social security number.
Oh, goodness.
He's like, why would he not say that then? What am I supposed to think? He says social.
What's your social?
California Cutie
Facebook,
22.
Instagram, Twitter.
Different
Snapchat.
time for sure.
Different time.
Different time for sure.
Man.
Right, the opposite of cap. No cap.
Here's another one. Pull your pants up, please. We don't take our pants off in here.
That's clearly kindergarten.
That's younger, yeah.
That has to be younger. I ain't never seen no middle school trying to take their pants off. That has to be younger. Yeah, little bitty. The littles.
Yeah.
Do y'all's kids sniff y'all? You ever had a kid sniff you?
No, I don't think so.
I think 6th graders just be trying to do stuff
Not
on purpose.
that I was aware of. Maybe they snuck a sniff in. You know?
Just trying to get a whiff.
Did you just sneak a sniff?
Did you just sneak a sniff? Please please add this. All this stuff. I'm like, can you go back and listen to this? Add all this stuff to your set for the comedy tour. My cheeks are hurting.
That is a good one. I do like that one.
Sniff?
I do like that. I'm put sneak a
smell
sniff.
Like sunshine.
There was
When
something
did you
else too.
sniff me?
I'm gonna have to go back and watch.
When did you sniff me? I don't think any other profession has to constantly say who just sprayed something.
That's true.
Who just sprayed something? I'm like, y'all, we got allergies. Y'all can't just be spraying all these funky fragrances.
Right.
All the funky fragrances. Some girl sprayed something the other day. The boy was like, hey, that just smelled like a headache. Put that up. I was like, thank you.
It'll give you a headache.
Thank
for sure.
you. But I'm like, some teachers are allergic to stuff. So
yeah, and
don't
like
be spraying stuff.
Sometimes you'll have someone spray like a whole can of Axe body spray just
All
to be
the
funny.
time.
That's the worst.
All the time. A teacher said she found out she had COVID because somebody sprayed fart spray and everybody was like gagging and she was like, well, I can't smell it. What are y'all talking? They were like, bro, you got COVID. How you can't smell? I mean, she was like, people were like gagging and throwing up and she was like, what is going on?
Wow.
And they were like, somebody sprayed fart spray.
Wow.
Why would you do that? Please don't spray fart spray. Something you never have to say in other professions.
You never have to say that. You never have to say that.
Spray any fart spray.
Here's one. Who drew the genitalia on the board with the permanent marker?
Oh my gosh.
Why do they do that all the time on the bathroom
All the
stalls
time.
in great detail?
Yeah.
I'm like, this is concerning. Please don't do that.
What is
You're
the
talented.
fascination with
I don't
drawing
know.
genitalia?
I don't know, man.
I don't think they don't do it in
Apply
high
to the
school
Art
though.
Institute, buddy. Don't do that here.
That apply to the Art Institute. Please don't trash talk each other on the bathroom stalls.
Can major in studio art after you're 18.
Right.
And all the beefing that they do on the bathroom stalls for real. Such as Angelica is a B.
Yeah.
And her edges took a L and left. And then and then she's like, shut up. You got your edges off Temu. And I'm like, why are y'all arguing back and forth like this? Like, please don't write love letters while I'm teaching.
What a waste of art ability. Like, do that for a book report. Draw the cover of Mice and Men for me in great detail.
Mice and Men.
Without the genitalia, please.
Who is somebody said, don't put your shoes in your mouth. That's dirty. Who's putting their shoes in their mouth?
Probably little kiddos.
Yeah.
That's nasty.
Maybe preschool age
I can
even.
see that. I can see that.
I don't think Peyton would put her shoe in her mouth.
That's
I don't know.
nasty.
But you're right.
Either.
The preschoolers, they probably would.
That's very much so nasty.
Who is saying no running, go back and walk? I can't. Like, if they running, just tell them to stop. I'm not
Yeah,
doing
just stop
I'm not doing
running.
no go back and walk. Like, let's not get extra with it.
Here's another. I'm taking a point away if you don't quiet down. In 3, 2, 1. No other job will definitely say
What
that.
other job would even have points?
Guilty.
Like, I'm docking your salary.
Guilty. They go a little cray over some class dojo points though. I don't know if it doesn't work 7th, 8th. It doesn't work above 6th grade, but 6th grade take a class dojo point. It's like telling the kindergarten that they can't be the line leader.
Because if they
lose
don't
their
have
marbles.
enough points for that treasure chest,
You okay? We'll work for rewards.
somebody's going down. Oh, Michael, go get a tissue. Your shirt is not a Kleenex.
Ooh, you hate to see it,
We don't
but
love
you see it a lot.
And the mask. I'm like, please don't want to do that.
Ooh.
Pulling up the mask. Yeah.
You just had me
And
flash.
please don't suck on your mask.
You just
Please.
gave me flashbacks.
Dude, for real. Like, because some kids still wear their mask.
Yeah.
And some of them, they suck on it. I'm like, hey, please don't suck on your
Yeah.
mask.
Why
It's
is your
it's
mask
like,
wet right
the
here?
wet, all that. Or please don't pull your mask down to sneeze. Like,
Right.
But after you sneeze in your mask, please don't use your mask to wipe your nose.
Replace your mask.
Blah, blah, blah.
And then sanitize your hands.
Blah, 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 blah.
What about the what do you mean it wasn't you? I literally just watched you do it.
That's-
I feel like they say that in other
Gaslight
professions
101.
though.
Probably.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
I feel
I
like
can
they
see
do
that.
say that in other
Yeah.
professions. If there's a rule about something, it means that somebody did it.
Right.
Please don't go eat your lunch on the rooftop bar and have mimosas with your friends while you're at work.
Right. I
That's
did
a rule
it.
because
Yeah.
somebody did it.
Right.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
This one just got me.
What?
Stop swimming on the floor. My classroom is not a pool.
You know they'll get on the floor and pretend to
Yeah.
swim.
Really?
Yes. Have you not seen them do this?
No. Is that wait? Hold on. Is that when they push themselves off the wall and then twist?
No, they
and
are
push?
on the floor. They are.
See, I've never seen that before.
They're like they're on their belly and their hands and their legs are in the air and they're.
That's no.
Yes.
Okay, I see. What I thought they was talking about was in the hallway, right? So they'll put their feet against, the hallways like this. So they'll put their feet and they'll push off, and they'll go to the other end of the
pushing. Nope.
and then they'll do like a flip and push off again, kind of like you're in a pool. You know, you flip.
They will lay on.
I've seen them do that.
Yeah,
but they will lay on the floor and pretend to swim. Or the Andy's coming. Have y'all seen this?
Yeah.
Now, I'm not going to lie. The first time I heard the Andy's coming, I thought it was really funny.
Wait, what is it?
Let's all three do it. You know, Toy Story, Andy's coming. Ready? Okay. Just be ready.
Okay.
Andy's coming. Did you fall
I was gonna fall on the floor, and I was like, I don't think KC Mack. So our kids did that to the sub, and I didn't know what it was, and they called for all three principals to go to a teacher's class because one of the kids walked in and went, Andy's coming, and all 30 of the kids hit the floor, and I'm like, look at y'all working together.
Funny.
And the sub could not get a single one of them to stand up. They would not even move.
Not till he left.
And not even when the principals came in and the kids would not get up.
That's what I'm saying. They gotta wait till Andy leaves.
I don't know if Andy ever left, but I told them.
He's back.
Now that was one of my favorite trends when they did that.
For the listeners, that you just heard, I fell over as if I was a toy off a Toy Story, passing out.
When Andy's coming.
I keep forgetting there's listeners and they're not watching us.
They use their deductive reasoning skills. Know what we're talking about? You know, Toy Story and Andy's coming.
The toys fall down and pretend to be inanimate.
Inanimate. That's a $5
that's the word right there.
I like that. That's a $5 word.
That's the word right there.
But the sub was furious, and I was like, honestly, if y'all do that during an observation, I'm gonna say that was their team. That was teamwork, and I'm really proud of them. That was collaborative work that they did. Why are you doing this?
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's one of the
random noises
the students make.
Please stop popping your lips while I'm teaching.
Well, I did that for the people not listening. What I was doing was I was putting pressure with my top lip and my bottom lip together.
I can't with you, Casey. Pointless explanation, Casey. Pointless explanation. But sometimes they do come up with stuff, and I'm like, okay, that was creative. Hey, best friend. We used to have a huge, I don't even want to call it a mud hole, but you just got random spots in the grass that are like lower than it hurricane rained one day.
This is a Mississippi thing.
Yes.
Okay.
The grass be looking how it look. The grass be grassing, but the kids in the middle of bus dismissal, there were 3 of the football players that just kept deep diving into, and it was not deep. It was not deep. It was a large puddle in the ground, and they took off their shirts and they kept deep diving in it. And the principal was like, "Hey, stop." And they wouldn't. I don't know why they did that. I was like, why? They just do stuff. Mm-hmm. And I mean, I'm not going to lie. I was very entertained because I was like, it really takes some guts to do that. And there were sick. I mean, my school had 1,500 kids. Mm-hmm. So everybody's going to buses, and these 3 fools just out there jumping in a puddle of water. And I'm talking about on their bellies like it was a slip and slide in the mud.
Jeez.
You're going to get
their mothers
asbestos.
Or parents must have been just beside themselves, because could you imagine picking up your kid from school? You think you're going to have a normal ride home. Your car's clean. Maybe you just cleaned your car out.
You walk into the house.
And they come in your car with
you walking
covered in mud.
You walking.
And that's when
I feel like it was planking. Remember when the kids used to plank? I guess they were trying to plank.
Yeah.
And so they would get in the water. They would plank into the water. But I'm like, does this not hurt you? Because it was like a flat splat.
Imagine the what's that? The Tide pen that you would have to use to take all that mud off them kids.
Why wouldn't you just put their clothes in the
washer?
Well, who's using a Tide pen?
So they can get into the car.
I would just throw a bucket of water on them
before they got in the car.
At this point, you're walking home, because why are you jumping in mud?
Definitely walking home.
Walk to the house. If you thought it was a good idea to jump in mud, surely you had the foresight to know you wasn't getting in my car like that. Mm-hmm. Surely. Your brain ain't developed all the way, so you might not have had the foresight. But if it isn't the consequences of my actions, now you're walking. Imagine that.
Wait, here's one. I don't know. I feel like this can be said at other
surely it can.
Other professions.
I know what you're talking about. Sure.
Where's the rest of your outfit? This is not the beach.
I'm like, you're not getting kidnapped on my watch. Put some clothes on. Like, what are you doing? We got school uniforms now, so that's not really a thing.
Yeah, they got rid of our dress code. Because it was a lot of parents complaining and stuff. So,
my new school. That's the first time I've been at a school with dress code. Like my old school, the
khakis and the polo shirts.
Yeah, khakis and the polo.
Let me see. What color shirts can wear? Dark blue.
Dark blue or red. Like navy or red, and khakis or blue pants. So that's what little Pepe be in every day. You know what I wanted to say? I'll say it after.
Okay. Want to know what she said? If you want to know what she said, you gotta tap into Supercast.
What is Supercast? You keep saying that, and I'm like, what is that? You've said it for 4 episodes, and I don't know what it is.
I've just been going along with it.
I'm like, sure, Casey, you sound like you know what you're talking about.
Supercast. It's like Patreon, right? Yeah, you got teachers that subscribe, they pay in, but we got that unique content, that exclusive content, things that you're just not gonna get anywhere else.
I want to do something for Supercast.
We're gonna be playing some games in a little bit.
I went through a period of time in my teaching career where I had to constantly ask students to stop twerking.
Ooh. Stop twerking.
Stop twerking.
Yeah.
Because I was moving from room to room.
Oh, because you were a floating teacher, or you?
Yeah, like we didn't have enough classrooms for all the English teachers.
So you had to keep your stuff on a cart and like go to?
No, I had a home base room.
Okay.
But like I'd have to shift from one room to another like twice a day.
Okay.
And other teachers had to do the same. So I'd walk in from the other room to this room as the students are walking. You know, you're transitioning through the hall. And twerking. One would be not every day.
Yeah.
But sometimes on a desk.
And did they get that off TikTok?
Twerking. I know she would make the twerk videos and she would put them online.
Blessed assurance.
Yeah. And the thing is, this was such a sweet kid.
Yeah.
So I never like yelled at her or wanted to make her feel bad.
This was
but
like,
I'd be like, hey,
stop
this is inappropriate. I need you to stop twerking. I need you to get off the desk.
Not that you bold. You got on the desk.
Sit at the desk.
Not you got on.
She's
the
like, you probably just mad because you
can't do it, Miss Blunt.
But that's probably something other professions do say, though.
Right.
You got grown people, stop twerking and stop doing TikTok dances.
Well, and she showed me a video where
I'd be like, hold on.
She's twerking. And I'm just like standing there looking at her in the background.
Like, please stop.
And all the comments in there were like, the teacher is not having it. The teacher.
Dude, I tell them, you better not. First of all, I better not see your phone. Second of all, if I see any video of Miss Richardson on the internet, it's going to be some smoke in the city. Because sometimes they're sneaky and you don't know that they're recording.
Because a lot of times, it's not even what they're doing that's bad. It's the fact that you're being caught on video allowing them to do it. That part.
Listen, if a kid say, what you say? Don't repeat it. And then there's some kids now, they will voice record on their laptops. Like on the Chromebooks, they will record. They'll turn on the Chromebook and record.
Yeah.
Like, that's why it's important to do what's right when nobody's looking. Because you never know. These kids sneaky, man.
Right. You got
like, imagine using that creativity to do my assignment.
I'm so laid back, though. Like, I'll just be like, hey, could you not? Could you not?
That's because you teach high school. You're like,
just do what you need to do.
Yeah, could you not? They're like too cool for school already. They're like, whatever. I feel like education is like the profession where you have to use an attention getter.
Oh, yeah.
Because you try to get 30 people's attention, but you got to do that. The principal has to do that in staff meeting too. Because teachers, we are the kids in staff meeting. Like, we will not be quiet.
That is true.
Because we be hating on the kids because they won't be quiet. And in staff meeting, we be talking to our teacher bestie. But anyway.
You couldn't do that. You couldn't need, like, fast food does not need attention getters. You can't say, 1, 2, 3, dip your fries, then turn your eyes.
How do you come up with this stuff? I'm so.
Everybody awake, now fill up a shake.
I cannot with you. Somebody's
goodness.
using this. Somebody can add it to their repertoire.
Say that in and out from now on. It's
New slogan. What you say? 1, 2, 3. No,
dip your fries and turn your eyes.
1, 2, 3. All eyes on me. Nothing's for free, or something like that. I don't know. I'm not good at it like you are. That's why you're a real comedian.
Oh, snap.
I'm an amateur.
Oh, that's
bubble.
one. You don't say in other professions?
Yeah,
You're in my personal bubble.
When Greg from accounting comes to your cubicle, though, and he always in your face.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, you're right.
Greg with them orthopedic shoes on, he always in your cubicle.
Yeah, my cubicle bubble.
But I do have my little space in my classroom, and I'm like, don't cross this line.
Oh, yeah.
And the kids be like, watch my big toe. cross that line.
Oh yeah, they're trying to get it. They're trying to cross that line. They're trying to infringe upon your boundaries.
Not to infringe. Y'all using some $5 words. Trying to infringe upon your boundaries. I mean, that was quality instruction. Infringe upon your boundaries. Explain it to the listeners. Make sure you tell them the hand motions.
Oh, yeah. What Honest Teacher Vibes just did, she made cue points with her fingers, and she went across from left to right.
And then I pivoted, and I went the other way. It was like,
Look at Liz.
Grab. She's like, what are y'all doing? The camera. We never know what we're doing.
Okay, I think we got about one more. I mean, we went through pretty much just a lot of things we went through. I think
they turned in some great stuff.
Well, what about this one? This is off the script, but turn in your work. Who else says that?
Your boss at your job if you were...
No.
If you had to push paperwork,
do you have that data for me?
Come on.
Well, that's, I mean, when you say it like that.
Yeah, you got those reports, you got that data.
I'm talking about specifically turn in your work.
Your homework. Why you...
Because I was trying to see if it made sense. Yeah, I probably should have said homework. Homework probably would have made more.
I saw your eyes when you were like thinking about
I was trying to figure it out. I was like, yeah,
you're trying to come up with a dad joke.
She's right.
You were trying to come up with a dad joke.
She's right.
Period.
Okay, what about this one then? Stop coughing in my face and cover your mouth.
Because kindergartners will cough in your mouth.
First of all, why are you this close to coughing me? This goes back to our little friendship on the boundary. Why are you this close
my bubble
to even cough on me in the first place?
And then they put a mask down.
Back, 50 feet.
Give me 50.
Like,
get back. You don't know me
I feel like a lot
that.
of professions might deal with that, especially like healthcare workers or people who work like retail.
Real talk.
Because a lot of people just aren't courteous about coughing in public.
But I feel like nowadays, though, even if you cover your mouth, you can't cough. People be looking like they want to stone you. I'm like, people be holding their coffee and about to have a stroke. I'm like...
There we go, everybody. It has been another wonderful episode, man. Another great month. I've had a blast with you guys. I love y'all. Y'all my sisters, man. Y'all my sisters, man. For real. Like we get along so well. Like, and that's like one of the beautiful things of the show that I love doing.
We're riding with my woes. We be vibing. That's what it is. That's what it. Sorry, we're talking about a TikTok trend. Sorry.
I don't care if it's on the green room, in the van. We definitely, man. We just. This is just natural. This is what we do. We just talk that stuff.
Talk that stuff.
And we just so glad that you guys were able to be a part of this, and we're so glad that you guys was able to listen to us because we love you, educators, everybody out there. You definitely, without you, there'd be no us. Without us, there'd be no us.
You're so ridiculous.
So we just want to thank everybody. You can continue to follow me, KC Mack Funny. Letter K, letter C, MSCK Funny. I don't know why.
MSC?
MACK Funny. I don't know why I spelled it out. It's going to be right here. I don't know why I did that.
It's going to be right here.
It's going to be right
Look
here.
down there.
It's going to be right here.
Somewhere here.
And you can follow my home girl.
I am Liz Blanc, and thank you for following me.
Casey, grow up.
I love her. I love
your facial
Liz.
expressions are taking me out.
I appreciate
love
the
Liz.
listeners and their support. Why are you making fun of me?
I literally love y'all's friendship.
I said I love you.
I literally love y'all's friendship.
She made fun of our love.
I'm a little jelly about the TikToks, but what else? I've said that on every episode, so I'm a little jelly.
We should shoot some. Matter of fact, let's shoot some. After this episode, let's shoot a few little videos, man. Definitely do that.
Let's do it.
And speaking of the videos.
No, you have to do the bow.
I'm about to get it to you. Speaking of the videos, how can they follow you?
Now I was looking for it. You can find me at Honest Teacher Vibes on all social media platforms.
Alrighty. Again, man, thank you guys so much. We thank you guys again for tuning in. Next month, we're going to have another hilarious cast of your favorite teacher comedians. It's going to be a part of the Board Teachers Comedy Tour. Make sure you're checking out the comedy tour because, like I said, in 2024, we got a lot more coming. We have great states that we're going to be appearing in, such as Maine, Massachusetts, Texas, Florida, Vermont, upstate New York, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, Idaho, Utah, Kentucky, Colorado, Illinois, California, Iowa, Wisconsin, Wyoming, Mississippi, and Louisiana. So make sure you guys tap in, be a part of the Board Teachers Comedy Tour. Make sure you're following the Teachers Off Duty podcast. Make sure you're following Board Teachers on all platforms. We love you so much, and man, yeah, let's stick around and do some nice videos and some games, some content for Supercast.
Oh, it's
she just said Castaway.
That's my bad. That's my bad. Supercast.
If y'all don't have Supercast, go ahead and subscribe right now because this is about to go down. Thank y'all so much, man. We love y'all.
Thank you.